Oh, wait, shit. Test. Okay. Just on a repeat of the other night. Yeah. Alright. Just did me. Supposed to be a management. And open up. Right. Things got moved around. Where did I put? Okay. I was opening one last program, and then I was like, "Oh wait, that's right." Well, I put the new monitor. A lot of I had to rearrange all my fucking things, and I. I had it used in a bit. Alright. Switch. There we go. Alright. Back into the habit of using it. Anyways, yeah, we're actually going to do the Grotto Highland today. It keeps fucking falling off the list, but yeah. Before I do anything else, though, there's two eensy-weensy little things I want to do. Oh, I got equipped currently. Yeah, okay. The first, I've almost completely filled out the Hyrule field slash, Great Plateau area. There's one next to the Coliseum left and one in Great Plateau. I'm now up to 101 on my person, and I have no idea how many total that is. I didn't look at the teleport. Oh yeah, I also need to fight a Phantom Ganon, because, yeah, I got a spot empty, I'm gonna go for it. Hello, Sandbox. I'm just buying a bunch of, expansions to my inventory. I already had the weapon stash maxed out. Now I'm just upping the shields because it's been a while since I've done that. Oh, it's good to have more spots to stick utility shields on. And I've been Korok hunting off screen in areas I've already explored. Yep, first playthrough. I've done things about a little out of order here. After, starting the Princess Hunt quest, I pretty much ignored Hebra. And the first thing I did was Azora, then I did the Grotto, then I accidentally did the 5th stages thing, which I didn't know about going in. And now after I finish up a shrine hunt of the Grotto Highland area, which is nowadays mostly me flying around with my flying machine and seeing anything interesting. Well, having the, how many do I need? 15, okay. While having the sensor on. Yeah, I'm running late. I didn't get to playing Breath of the Wild until after this came out. I did a stream playthrough of that. I loved it, and I like this game too. I've got some issues here and there. Oh yeah, I'm definitely late. Yeah, I got this much of the map cleared out. Breath of the Wild, yeah. I did the I collected every item that you got in the DLCs and all the did the story stuff and all that. Good. Fully unlocked the Master Sword and everything. Only thing I didn't do was the Master Mode run. And that's just because, well, I actually am interested in doing a Master Mode run. It really would, it's the type of thing with a game like this and Breath of the Wild, a thing you do space-wise. Because it's a big game and starting a new playthrough of it is not something I want immediately, not something I want to do. But, yeah. Okay. Now, what else was I going to do? Oh, right. Yeah. First, I'm going to pick a fight with the Phantom Ganon. So I can try to get another bow. I do so like the bows. Yep. I've been to Hiteno. I'd like to say every quest there, but I don't actually know because I'm not checking for what all the quests are in an area until I'm, you know, in the in-game cleanup. I don't even check where all the Korok seeds are until very recently, and that's only by areas I've thoroughly looked into. So, which is for this area, I've got every surface Korok in the central Hyrule, and I use the Tears Kingdom map, and I'm deliberately showing only sections of the surface, and I'm currently only got these three left in this general area. After that, I was gonna choose another spot. Yeah, one of the first things I did was go to Kakariko, then I went to do the Zora, then I did this, and hit up Akela, and then and the forest area, so I complete the Yiga outfit, then it fit some of Pharaon, and finally, something changed to beat the deal. Which thing are you referring to? Because I don't know off the top of my head what you mean. What do you mean? Because like it's not coming to me off the top of my head. Anyways, where was I going? Oh, right. All right, here. Okay, let's see. What do I got? What do I got? Ah, right, yeah. Oh yeah, you get the photo of the champions and everything. And yeah, I've been to the house in this game too, which is now Zelda's house. Which does imply Link just handed the whole house over to her. Yeah, well, I didn't go for a full 100% completion of Breath of the Wild. I did do most things. I didn't do the medallions, but I didn't actually know about the medallions until after I started this game, so, whoops. Yep, well, I mean, yeah, but also the fact it's considered Zelda's house means I think it sounds like he gave ownership of the house to her, and so that he's living with her. And everything. Okay, hold on. You, come on, get. Oh, fuck it, fine. Hate these fucking things. God. God damn it, I hate it. I should have climbed on from the robot up there. You know what? I'm actually just going to. I hate fighting the arms just because they're such a pain in the butt. They're way too fast and grabby and ugh. Oh yeah, no, I mean it's the Link is clearly the canon option. As much as I like, hold on, since I'm doing combat things, I'm switching controllers. Shit. It's such a good strategy if I can get it to work. If it was not already come to me by anyone by the literal song about the love between the two, yeah. Or, you know, in the Japanese versions of some of the mission description boxes. Because I remember reading that some of those were written in character from Link's perspective, and especially with the whole memories quest was extremely shit. I don't know I do not fully understand why people apparently dislike mineru. Well, because after I got her, I kind of looked up for advice on how to best utilize her, and saw a lot of complaints. And like, honestly, she's pretty good. Like, she's not perfect. I do wish she could be a little bit faster so I could properly use her to take care of the arms. Because if I could just freeze stun, do the whole freeze lock I do with most enemies, she'd be great. But she's great against some bosses because she gives Link a permanent high spot to shoot at, so it's easier to hit high oxides and so on. And a lot of enemies can be stun locked, either by just smacking them or freezing them, then smack, freeze, smack, freeze, smack. I love doing that. Not to mention, she's great for mining. I'm getting to the point in this game where mining resources is down in the depths was kind of a pain because I'd over-grinded at some point, and now things like silver and enemies were way too common down there, even in the earlier areas. Yeah, fair. I think part of it is that a lot of people can build pretty awesome things in this game that do outperform her in combat. And so it kind of feels like a letdown in that regard. Personally, my response to that is, well, it's not that hard to say build a tank that does better than her in combat. That uses resources, a lot more resources than a single frost thing and maybe a single cannon. Gotta go heal up by taking a sleep. Yeah, I love building in this game. Some people like the hover bike. I like the goblin copter. Well, even now, I don't really use the goblin copter much, since I've upgraded to the frail version of that. And I got the Master Sword right before I got to the did the final part of the dungeon, which was, again, the first dungeon I did in this game. But yeah, I use the one of those anti-grab rails, if you know about them. Honestly, one of my biggest conflicts of feeling. Let's say I think the best part of Tier Team got to be the glitches. Oh, the glitches can be fun, yeah. Like, say, the... Let me just pull it up. The rail you get off the, this rail that you can get off, one of the lake depots. Or is it the arm depot? You're absolutely not supposed to be able to rip this thing off, which is obvious because there's another one of these fucking things where you can't rip it off no matter how much you try. But if you do, you get this very high quality piece of material, even if after it got nerfed to no longer be indestructible and permanent. And I've experimented a lot with building with it, most of which I don't keep the results of because I mean, oh yeah, the feeling of showing up to Grotto Town and finding it seemingly deserted and filled with the undead was fantastic. The Zoro and Grotto were some of my favorite parts of Breath of the Wild, which is why I want to do their stuff first. The Zoro was the top, so I did them. Grotto was the second. So far, the Grotto have blown the Zoro out of the way completely. The Water Temple honestly felt a little bland, whereas the Lightning Temple at least had, you know, interesting elements to it. And basically everything about that story-wise is just very well done. I really liked it. I've heard they've improved the Rito, which were, honestly, as much as I liked Rivali as the resident asshole of the champions, I don't want to beat the game with that. Ever loading the main Hyrule map. When you say loading, do you mean like, never going down to anywhere but the Hyrule Castle or the hole? Or do you mean loading as in never, doing the lookout thing? Because I've heard people who, because of the honestly terrible way the tutorial is handled, and the fact that once you leave the tutorial area, the tutorial doesn't end, that a lot of people ended up making it pretty far without ever realizing that they were, you know, why they couldn't do the map thing. That's interesting. I heard about the other thing. I heard some people managing to get through a good chunk of the dungeons without being able to do the maps or having the paraglider. Because, like, yeah, like, one of the first things I did was try to repeat what I did with Breath of the Wild when I finished the tutorial area. I thought, oh, tutorial over, and went on my fucking way. I landed right around, where was it? Here. I landed right around here. And after exploring a little, I realized, wait, something's so fucking wrong. And that's when I looked up and went, oh, I'm just supposed to go here and do more tutorial stuff. On the Sky to Depths, which perma-locked them in the depths for a long while. Oh, interesting. While I'm here, I might as well, do my daily amiibo. Partway into this game, I managed to get some amiibo, so I've been running through them daily, both off screen and on screen, with you know, to get and show off some of the stuff you get from them. Every time I get all the stuff, the big ticket items off the amiibo, I then move it to I'm doing that on my own time when I'm not streaming, so I can get more free shit. That was good old Twilight Princess Link. Got a Epona off that one, and I was very surprised because I did not actually think to check that the Epona was still a thing you get. I know you can't get Wolf Link, which is sad. Which, ooh, Cap of Twilight. They then, 100% to death, found a way to warp back up the sky, eventually allowing them to reach main at Hyrule without activating the surface map. Story quest and finish game. I always love when saying stuff like that. The other day I saw a, hold on. Well, that would be a robust cleared out. Of all her interesting stuffs. Because I already got the... Well, I really like the fact this game lets you get most of the old amiibo rewards just in universe. But yeah, just today, a little earlier, I saw a video. I didn't get around to watching it for... This is almost broken anyways. I might as well like it. Well, since it is a pristine weapon. For someone who beat all of Breath of the Wild without ever pressing X. Yeah, the current ones I'm running through are by the by. Guards are my. Huh. Well, it'll be interesting to find out. Good thing I'm saving them for last then, eh? Yeah, obviously that was Dorok, Mish, Cap Link, and Twilight Princess Link, and I did Uroboros a moment ago, and the other two I'm doing our Ocarina of Time Link and the original Link. Yeah, for me, I didn't hate the Gorons in the last game or anything. They weren't terrible, they just weren't as interesting as the Dora or the Grotto, and the same went for the Rito. I kind of liked Yanabo in the last game and everything, but and the little stealth segment with him was alright, mostly because I glitched it. Oh yeah, Durok is great. But then so is Rivali. He's an ass, but that's part of why I really liked him. All the other champions were, you know, nice, friendly people. And Rivali was the resident top of the group, and that, you know, was great. But the guy his modern day counterpart was extremely boring, and I still don't fucking remember his game. And that's even accounting for the fact that I streamed Hyrule Warriors all the way through. In between Breath of the Wild and getting this game. I remember him when I'm playing the game, I just don't remember his name for the life of me. Which is, yeah. But I've heard they've, you know, fixed that up, and I've kind of had the stage for that stolen for me. Not stolen, spoiled for me. I don't know why I said stolen. What? Hold on. I loaded that in, I started moving, I'm like... Okay, no problem. Sometimes when I'm syncing this controller in, I get a little bit of controller drift. But only when I'm syncing it to the Switch. For reference, I use an 8-bit DO controller. And it's fine when I'm doing, you know, for computer game stuff, but Switch? I, you know, filled out almost pretty much all of this area, but I'm leaving mostly the depths to do until later, for the most part. Outside of anything that particularly draws my interest, like the statues. I've done all the statues and got the memories. I'm a big fan of the Bargainer statue down here, and the stuff was Koga. Here, just because I really liked the game having a alternative way to get a heart piece or a spirit or a stamina vessel. I've got the Bigoron sword from diving down the end of here. That kind of House of Bones, and of course I got various bits of Zelda past Link gear. Been to the Grotto Underground Cemetery. And yeah, I really like the Yiga Clan bases and all that stuff. That's fun. I did a dog fight with a Koga when it came to the fight for him. When you fight him here, when he was flying around, I just built my own flying machine and chased his ass down with a laser. Yeah. Most of this amiibo armor I've got, I actually got from doing... Actually, at this point, I'd say it's about kind of half and half. The amiibo armor I got from finding it in the world, and the other half is from, you know, the amiibos I've gotten by this point. Hold on. Could I not pick that up? I don't think it was on it, but that usually isn't a problem. Yeah, I want to go to Nintendo and see about swapping out. Oh yeah, I'm really happy about that. And I love that instead the unique amiibo thing they added in was the cloths, because those aren't as you know, in-game useful as the old Zelda gear and such. And that's a nice little bonus that doesn't affect the game too much. If I do Kindom, not the one I was going to show. Yeah. I mean, even as I love Breath of the Wild itself, I do have, you know, stuff I'm not the biggest fan of with that game. But yeah, I've got more of this one just because of some of the things. I think the game, yeah, I just expressed how I don't like how they handled the tutorial. I think the game was a bit too linear with how things work, like with the Great Fairies. If I want to be able to use the Great Fairies, I have to do a linear quest to unlock them, and that's kind of annoying. To do in an open world game. Let's see. off the top of my head, the only other complaint I can really think about right now, outside of that one, though I've had others here and there, is I gotta say, as much fun as creating things and making things in this game is, most of the times the things you make, is he in this game? Because, like, I thought he wasn't. I was just kind of assuming, since I haven't seen him anywhere, and, like, I was assuming that maybe he was just spending his time with his kids back in, the village. I haven't, while I have that area of the map unlocked, literally the first thing I did upon, doing the Lucky Clover Gazette was turn around and leave because, he's gone. Weird. You think, I like Pell, but they could have kept him around as a, more normal NPC. Oh, that's lame. That's cheap. That's cheap. That's okay. Yeah, see, that's another problem. Sometimes it really feels like they have things that were a big part of Breath of the Wild, and in an effort to differentiate the game, they basically are almost never mentioned. Like, hell, Nintendo apparently barely knows who fucking Link is as a person, despite the fact he lived here during the course of the game and he lived here with Zelda. But, like, apparently even all the people, NPCs he would have interacted with, no idea who the fuck he is. The complete and total lack of, yeah, Cass was great, especially when I went out and finally found, this fan dub of his music, so you could actually I could actually properly hear what his singing would sound like, or at least what those songs he was singing would sound like. The near total complete absence of ancient tech is also something I'm kind of annoyed by. Oh, wrong shot. Like, a lot of it just seems to have magically disappeared. Some of it I get, you know, it was clearly, like, the towers were scavenged by Purah, along with a lot of, Guardian bits to make their new towers. Oh, yeah, you know what, it does feel, I feel like, now that you mention it, that they've dubbed more lines.
Hey!
My controller disconnected for a moment there. That's a problem I've been having lately, and the weird thing is it only happens when this thing is set to switch setting. I think it must have been one of the times I dropped it. It got took a thunk and something's wrong with that particular setting. A great controller otherwise. Let me closer to a... Possibly. Alright, let's see what I got here. King Cat Fabric, I already had that one before. Zora Champion Fabric. Goron Champion Fabric. I do love that it's just fucking Rivali's fucking face on it. Champion Fabric? Oh, well, I think I know which one I'm gonna, yep. I'll look at a few of these other ones. Hyrule Princess Fabric. on Ranch Fabric. Yep, I'm gonna use the Mirror Twilight Fabric if that looks way too cool not to use it. I do wish they still gave you Wolf Link though. Shit. I hope that one thing I do hope is I hope they do better dungeons. Yeah, ones that are closer to how they used to do dungeons in 3D games with the next one. The dungeons in this game aren't terrible, but yeah, that was interesting. So, and as someone who just got the Wolflink amiibo and everything, it's kind of sad that the only thing you get from him is either the Mirror of Twilight Fabric or meat. And since I am not really in the mood to try playing Breath of the Wild while doing this, I haven't really gotten a chance to really make use of him. But yeah, like, the dungeons in this game, at least the 3 I've done so far, aren't terrible. But they're short, and I think they, well, I just feel like they're not complicated enough. That might not be the best way to phrase it, but there was a lot more substance to a lot of dungeons in previous games. And yeah, you couldn't do them like you could in most of the games since, you know, they're not giving out items in the dungeons and such. But, like, there are ways. A Link Between Worlds did something similar to that, and outside of one item, you got all of those before you did the dungeons. You do sort of get a power when you do the dungeons. You could just, you know, and this one, and the last one. Yeah, only a problem I have with this game. I still prefer using this over the other controller, but that's entirely because this controller has back bumpers, and I programmed, which I can manually program to do other button stuff. And oh my god, it's platforming so much easier when I have the run and jump button set to these back bumpers. But yeah. But yeah, let's see. What other complaint do I have besides that? Right, yeah, I have a lot of fun making builds in this game. In fact, I greatly enjoy just building stuff like this. And watching people do things with, like, fuse entanglement and all that. But the truth of the matter is, as fun as these things are, there's no the best way to say it, the gameplay does not reward you for doing so, because most of the things you build really aren't that great to use in that's another thing, a boat I built. And so on. Meant to be a fishing trawler. You use an iron pole connected to the electricity powered thing with a electric generator on it, so boom. And all that. It's great fun to build. But, like, combat builds aren't ever going to be that much better than, you know, just going and fighting the fuckers yourself. And what they do have over isn't almost never is worth either the Zonite or the parts needed to build your tank. that's a damn shame, because like I said, it's a lot of fun to build these big things, but like... yeah, making a sand sled or an airboat, that's fun. Honestly, I really wish they gave you the sled was available from a dispensary. I got a hold of easier. Because, like, the first one, because of the way I'm doing things, the first sled I got was from a dispenser in this area, so... Yeah, I think it might have been this one. Yep. Which meant any builds I had would have to be made by going and finding one, and just sitting there in the wild, and then, you know, copying it with auto-build. Another build I made. An airship which was designed originally for, you know, dealing with enemy bases and such and doing bombing runs on them. It is actually pretty good at that. Then I got Mineru, who just kind of blows that shit out of the water just by virtue of how cheap she is. The Zonite parts on it last for a good while on her. Yeah, but being able to dupe one of a kind of items is so nice. I don't really know any dupe stuff, so, at least in the 2.1. But like the rail band and use entanglement, that shit's cool. Even if I would never really use it for a build but through the game itself, that's cool. Boop, boop. But yeah. When it comes to clearing out bases like this, mineru is so fucking efficient. Just boom, boom. Because at a limited amount. You know there actually is a way to repair that, right? I don't know how to do it, but one of the things I heard is you can just drop it in front of a rock octorok once moon, and it will repair it when it's near breaking. That was actually advice I'd heard someone for making a rock breaker. Attach a boulder to it, and just use it as a rock breaker until it's almost broken. Then go feed it to a rock to rock, and boom! Brand spanking new. Yeah, I thought that's something that, at least dupes were patched out. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, there was a good point in the game where I grinded up about 800 of those things, used a bunch of it to max out my battery, and then at that point I stopped because the enemies had gone to the point that it was no longer worth expending my weapons to grind up a shit ton of this stuff. But then here comes Mineru, and voila! Like, is she as cool as some of the robots I've seen people build? No. The wacky metal gears I've seen people make. Especially after the fact that the first boss I fought with first boss, yeah, with the Spirit Kindom boss, is also successful with this brilliant little cheese. Freeze smash, freeze smash. And I heard that the last update even also made an easier way of doing fuse entanglement and such. Which is good. I don't think I can get the standard shield method to work. Yeah, which is hilarious considering, you know, the whole flying machines and such stuff like that was heavily inspired by player shenanigans in Breath of the Wild. Let's see. Yeah, okay, there's another one over there. That one, and yeah, stuff had regenerated, so I wanted to get this stuff up before the next red moon and such, so it would have time to regenerate. You never have enough Zonite. Much like how you never have enough arrows. Or bomb flowers. Wasn't even aware of that one. Wait, no, I know which one you're talking about, yeah. Personally, I never really used stuff like that during either my previous playthrough or this one. Well, I might be tempted to use dupes just to have multiple high-quality shields or something. Or, just to have lots of money, because this game is very money-hungry. Thanks to the changes to the Great Fairies. Alright, and I think that's enough for this trip. Now, where do I want to teleport from? Hey, one big one I had with the game fights were playing this game. Fights were too easy. I was already good at the bout. See, there's a big difference. I wasn't. Or, more accurate to say, I was good at the fights in Breath of the Wild, but only via Breath of the Wild's tool set. For instance, I had well, I wouldn't say I had mastered Lionel fights compared to some of the utterly amazing cheese strats people do, or even, you know, a lot of people do without resorting to cheese. I was still fairly good at fighting Lionels and Palaces and Hinoxes, all that, because, you know, stasis made it doable. And then comes fucking this game, and I don't have stasis anymore. So now I actually have to try to accurately hit shit. Like Hinox. That's why I like mineru. A little bit easier to hit the eye of the Hinox and such from this angle, and so on. Or hit the back of a Talus. Now, of course, I've gone mostly good at dealing with Taluses anyways, with the tool set available in this game, but when I was starting out, I had a lot of trouble with things like Taluses with the ores on their backs and so on. And heck, I still don't particularly like fighting Lynels in this game. But again, that's because my primary message for fighting them last game was using the amazing power of stasis. My first line of fight in Tears of the Kingdom. Dodge every attack. Oh yeah, I'm not someone who can perfectly dodge every attack and such like that. Never will be. Don't exactly have the hands that function that well, but... Alright, let's see. Think of this way. So, let's get, boo. Put on my fire shield. And, away we go. But yeah, mind you, even when I have trouble with Lynels and such, or Gleeoks in this game, I do love them. The Lynels were some of the funnest fights in the last game, just because, well, they were the only things that presented even anything resembling a challenge. Yeah, it's not so much a matter of reaction time as it is my hands just don't work as well. It's, other people. You can't see it as well here. Let's see if I can demonstrate it. Do you see that shake? That little bitty shake of the crosshair? Yeah. That's just something my hands do all the time. Sometimes they're a lot worse. It makes it getting stuff down like that a little more difficult and such. It's possible that to get good at it, just, you know, harder. Okay, let's see. Now, where do I want to start here? I think just down here will work fine. Got it. Oh yeah, I do. Despite the fact it shakes, I actually do find the motion controls helps. Oh, star. Fuck you, come on. But yeah, I often find it helps because despite the shakes, I feel like the slight shift of the gyro. Yeah, that's the difference between me. With the exception of Hyrule Warriors, where that one I had problems with the gyro, but both Breath of the Wild and this, the gyro aim actually does help me aim better. Despite that shake. As weird as it might sound. Anyways, let's boop. Boop. He's very delayed, or the stream is... yeah, I had someone else notice that there's, some sort of delay going on. I don't really understand what could be causing it, but yeah. And their chatter noticed that. Oh. I'll actually do this one. Alright, then let's see how we're gonna solve this one. Ooh. Stabilizers. Yeah, I'm not really sure what caused it, so I don't really know how to go about addressing it. I see what I need to do here. I think. Did I make it too? Did I make it too tall, or? Let's try this. No, not what I was trying to do there. There we go. I could, but it's, sometimes it's fun to try to figure out what exactly Addison needs out of me. Alright, Addison, stop the shakes. Sometimes it's fun to try to figure out what the puzzle is. Sometimes you don't want to bother. I have Puffer Stone, so it's not hard to cheese these things, but... Yeah, I don't really know what caused that delay, so I don't really... At first I did it the way I was supposed to, but then there was one I did perfectly, it kept glitching. Yeah, I could imagine, that sounds like it fucking sucks ass. To fight or not to fight? Hell, to fight. Let's see, what do I want to use against them? Well, let's sort things. One of the things I don't like